What's up, YouTube? I haven't made a video in a little while, and so I've been trying to think of what I can do, and I am a huge fucking metal fan, and I have just very recently started buying CDs again. I didn't buy them for a long time because stores around here or where I used to live didn't really fucking sell metal CDs, so I had to either like hunt for what I wanted, and I found a lot of shit. You know, I bought a lot of stuff when I was a teenager, and I have like stacks of metal CDs and stuff, but now you can't really find them anywhere. So I started buying stuff off of Amazon and off of Indie Merch. And, well, I haven't really bought anything off of Indie Merch yet. I buy all of my shirts and stuff that I get either from, I've got several that are from shows, but pretty much everything I have is like straight from Indie Merch. So I have 5 CDs here that I just bought that I want to talk about. And I think I might just do, every once in a while, I might do like a fucking new music haul or CD haul or something video. I mean, that sounds kind of cool, because I'm definitely going to keep buying CDs now that I have such easy access to them. And I mean, and they're so cheap. You can get a CD for like $10. Anyway, so this is the first one, Machine Head, Burn My Eyes. And now I'm actually pretty new to this band. I have listened to this album, which, I mean, this is my favorite, and it's probably most people's favorite Machine Head album. You know, I don't really know what the consensus is, but I know Davidian happens to be their biggest song. But I really like this one, and I like Locust, and what is the other one called? The other one's called The Blackening. That's a really good album, too. A lot darker of a kind of feel to it on that one. Really like it. Alright, so that's the first one. Favorite songs on that are Davidian and Thousand Lies. You know, of course, you know, the 2 music video fucking things. I really need to listen to this a lot more and kind of dissect everything on it, which is what I usually do when I get CDs. I put it on, I used to. And now I have a fucking iPod again, which is fucking awesome, so I don't have to listen to music on fucking YouTube and deal with a million fucking ads. That shit fucking drives me crazy. But I'll really be listening to this a lot and dissecting everything on it, and I'll probably come up with another one that I like even better than either one of those. Alright, and now let me see. Cannibal Corpse, Eaten Back to Life. This is Cannibal Corpse's first album. This isn't my favorite one. My favorite Cannibal Corpse album is The Bleeding, but this one has my favorite cover art. I absolutely fucking love this zombie ripping itself apart, and Vince Locke actually happens to be my favorite artist, probably because of Cannibal Corpse. I don't know that I ever would have found him if I wasn't a huge Cannibal Corpse fan. This is really my first death metal band, or you could maybe say second. I think some of the first songs I heard from Cannibal Corpse were actually from Gallery of Suicide. Gallery of Suicide, I Will Kill You. You know, those are 2 of the big songs on that album, and I'm pretty sure they played both of them the last time I saw them. But this album's really good, and it's really kind of archaic compared to their other ones. It's really has like an old school type feel to it, and it definitely feels like raw and new, and it's, I mean, which is what most people's first albums are going to be like. That's kind of a stupid description for it. But just everything about this album is fucking awesome. Let's see, my favorite song on this is, well, not the title track, but the first track on the record, fucking Shredded Humans. It's a badass song, and the lyrics are so over the top and ridiculous that it's just comical. Love it. Alright, next album. Another classic fucking death metal band, Death. Literally could be the originator of death metal. It's kind of a battle between, it was either, you know, Death with Scream Bloody Gore, or it was Possessed with Seven Churches, but I mean, it doesn't really fucking matter. They both came out at about the same time. Scream Bloody Gore, I want to say Seven Churches actually came out before Scream Bloody Gore. I'm not sure if I said that right. Seven Churches came out before Scream Bloody Gore. Anyway, so most people, I'm pretty sure that one gets more of the originator credit than Death does, even though Death ended up being a much bigger band. Now, this is the last one. This is Chuck's last fucking well, not his last record. There was another project that he was part of, but this is the last Death album. And it's really, to me, this is one of the best. This is my second favorite. I only like Symbolic more than this. And probably not very much more. I can literally put this on and just listen to every fucking song all the way through and not feel like I have to listen to anything else. You know, I don't feel like I have to skip around. You can just fucking start it and go all the way to the end. And, let's see, Story to Tell. I'm pretty sure... No, not that. It's Voice of the Soul. I'm pretty sure Voice of the Soul is the one that's the, really beautiful fucking instrumental on it. It's touching, and it's fucking ridiculous to be able to do that with a death metal fucking instrumental. Something about it is just so emotional and crazy. I mean, and like it's just an incredible fucking album. All right, now we're gonna move into stuff that this one is Cattle Decapitation. The Anthropocene Extinction? Anthropocene? I don't know how to pronounce that word, but this is a fucking awesome album. And I'm almost want to say that this is kind of what really introduced me to Cattle Decapitation beyond, like, I remember when they were new, or when they were newer, in like early 2000s, and I heard songs off of Homivore, if that's even how you're supposed to pronounce that, and like Ice Pick Gag Reflex, it's just like a fucking 50-second song off of that album, and that's always been my favorite Cattle Decapitation song. That's what I think about when I think about Cattle Decapitation. I think about Ice Pick Gag Reflex, but that's a super, super old, archaic song, and this fucking album is fucking technically insane. Like, the drummer is incredible, the guitar player is fucking incredible, and I love the weird, like, different vocal style that their lead singer does. I can't think of his name right now, and I read the Wikipedia for like all of these albums before I sat down and wanted to make this video. But let's see, Pacific Grim, Manufactured Extinction, Prophets of Loss. This have awesome fucking songs on this. And if you're not currently a Cattle Decapitation fan and you like super fucking fast, over the top, really heavy fucking music, check this fucking shit out. They also have a new album that's coming out in November, and I am definitely looking forward to that bitch. Last one. Now this is another old one. I think everything I had in here, except for the Cattle Decapitation album that actually only came out a few years ago, is pretty old, and this one is no different, and you can't really even tell what this one is because it's not the original album cover for some reason. They've had, this is a reissue, but this is Bloodbath, Nightmares Made Flesh. This is a fucking sick album from start to finish. Cancer of the Soul, Brave New Hell, Eaten, Bastard Son of God. These are all fucking super, like, groovy fucking death metal songs. Like, this is one of the most rhythmically fucking awesome death metal albums I've ever fucking heard. It's fucking crazy. And this is also, it's like a super group made up of members of a bunch of other metal bands. Like, one guy was from Opeth, one guy was in, I want to say, a band called Slaughter or something. I'd have to look at the Wikipedia page again, but they're all people from other bands that originally did this as like a side project, and their first album, I'd definitely say, sounds a lot more side project-y. There's not a lot of attention paid to it in a technical aspect or really the mixing aspect of it. Something about it just kind of sounds a little off to me, and I've never really been able to get into it. That one's called I can't think of the name. But anyway, I do know that this is their second album. They've had several past this, and I've never really been able to get super into any of the other ones because the vocalist is not the same. This is the only this album and the first album have his name is like, let me see, what's his name? His name is Swano? Wait a minute, no, I guess Peter Taktrin? I may be wrong about that. I may be wrong. I may have been misled by looking at Wikipedia and only slightly glancing at it. But, you know, giving you super technical information about the bands is not really what I was going for here. I just kind of wanted to talk about these awesome fucking albums. These really are some of my favorite. And I'm super happy to be able to buy CDs again. And I'm going to continue doing that. You know, I mean, I felt bad for years not purchasing music, whereas I used to just fucking go somewhere and hunt for it and not be able to find it in the end, which, I mean, really sucked. You know, the only place I can remember when I was a kid, or when I was a teenager, when I would go find metal bands, is there was an FYE in like, that was like an hour and a half away from where I lived, that, you know, every couple of months or something, I would drive all the way fucking out there and dig through their fucking CD collection and buy a bunch of stuff. And I also, like, I found a lot of cool bands that way, and I kind of miss doing that. You know, not going on YouTube or something and listening to a bunch of them and then deciding that, oh, I really like this band, I'm going to go buy this album, which, you know, which I did, which everybody does, which is, I mean, is a great way to find new bands and new music. But I legitimately, like, I would look at a fucking CD in the FYE and be like, that has a cool fucking album cover. These song titles are really interesting, and fucking, it sounds like something I'm gonna like, and I'd buy that bitch and go listen to it. And oftentimes I'd actually really like it. I got lucky. I think I found Black Dahlia Murder that way. That's a cool fucking band. I bought Nocturnal just off the shelf. I was like, oh, this looks fucking cool, you know. And if there were still CD stores or still places that you could actually find metal stuff, I'd probably still do that. But unfortunately, that's really just not a thing anymore. Or it's not a thing anymore where I am. And it's not a thing anymore where I'm from. You know, I'm sure there's still, like, in New York or something in the middle of downtown or some shit. You know, I've never been in New York, so I don't really know how the geography of that works. I'm just talking out of my ass. But you know, you can probably find cool little shops that have stuff like that you can just go look around and find stuff. And I mean, I miss doing that. The only place I can think of now where I can actually find something that's like even close to fucking metal is like, if you go to the fucking mall, Hot Topic has metal CDs, you know, but you're not gonna find Bloodbath, you're not gonna find Cannibal Corpse. You might find Cannibal Corpse's new album, you might find Red Before Black, but that's probably really it. You may find brand fucking new releases, but oftentimes I'm not looking for brand new. I'm looking for I want to find a copy of fucking Cryptopsy's None So Vile. You know, you can't just walk into a store and find that shit. I mean, in fact, I looked for that on Amazon, and I don't think there's even like a new release of it or a reissue of it. I would have to buy a used copy, you know, which I don't have a problem with. I had to do that with Symbolic. You know, I'm pretty much just sitting here reminiscing about things that I fucking miss from my childhood now, like going to buy death metal. You know, that was a big thing for me. Alright, I'll probably do another one of these at some point. And I also kind of want to think about other little things that I could do and talk about, like maybe like my favorite video games, my favorite horror games, or I might eventually at some point do like a top 10 metal albums or something, or a top 10 albums that mean the most to me. You know, I might do stuff like that. Guys, if you like this video, you should hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're interested, I mean, you can probably see all the guitars behind me. I do like short metal riffs and stuff and put them up on Instagram, and I have things that I'll have like longer projects that I'm working on that eventually I'll be putting on YouTube once I'm satisfied with them, which I'm a perfectionist, so you know, I'm not talking quantity here, but you know, go check it out. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.